here to pick up my prescription.
Oh, sure. What's the last name?
Parsons?
Parsons? Okay. Oh, you dropped that off about an hour ago?
I did.
I did. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just grab your paperwork here. So today, Caitlin, they called in a prescription for you, and this is for the antibiotic for Cipro. Have you ever heard of that before?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay. It's a commonly used antibiotic, and they have you right here. This is going to be on Cipro, 500 milligrams, and you take one per day. Okay. So about once every 24 hours. And if are you by any chance a sunbather or sun worshiper?
Not really. My
Okay.
work keeps me in a lot.
Well, it does make you sensitive to the sun, so you would have to be careful about that, okay? Also, any kind of antacids or milk products, you may want to separate those out about 2 hours from taking the medication.
Okay.
And really the most important thing is that you finish the whole dose, okay? So even when you start to feel better in a couple of days, you want to make sure you finish the whole 10 days worth, okay? All right. What questions do you have for me?
I don't think so. I'm going to finish the whole thing and that's it.
Okay, and take plenty of water. And if you take any multivitamins also, it would be good to separate that out as well.
I don't take anything, so that should be fine.
Okay, very good. Well, I hope you feel better and call me if you have any questions, okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hi, I'll be right with you. Yes, sir, hi.
Hi, good afternoon. I just wanted to drop off a couple of prescriptions.
Oh, sure.
You don't have to worry about the lithium one. I'm not taking that anymore, but I really would like to get the Soma,
Oh, okay.
if I could.
Your doctor took you off the lithium because they wrote the script today?
It makes me feel funny, so I prefer not taking it.
Okay.
Just had another question. I've got a 2-year-old twins at home,
Okay.
and we've had like a fever and diarrhea issue going on for the last couple of days.
Okay.
I was just wondering, for the diarrhea, what dose would I give
For
this?
2-year-olds, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so actually on this particular product, even though it's a liquid, they cannot have this. It contains an aspirin type of ingredient, which children younger than 16 really cannot take. So that is not a good product for them. They do make another Pepto that I can show you that is for children to help. They can also be on a liquid Imodium, and I can help you with that as well, but this one they cannot take.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Actually, I'll be out in just a second if you have a minute to show you that.
Okay. Well, thank you.
And
I'll
I
be
may
over in
have
the
to.
waiting.
I need your license for this.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And I will have to just confirm with the doctor the lithium that you're not going to be on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Would it also be possible to get a refill on my Percocet?
Well, on Percocet, because that's a Schedule II medication, that can actually not be refilled. You'll have to get a new prescription, a paper prescription from the doctor for that one.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
I know, that's kind of a hassle. Oh, that's a good picture. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so you'll stop back later for these, or?
If you don't mind, I'll just wait.
That's fine, then I'll show you the product when you're ready.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Hi there.
Hi.
May I help you?
Are you the only one working here today?
Well, my staff is at lunch right
Yeah,
now.
no, I was just, I was waiting a long time behind the bald guy that was here. It just, it was just very frustrating already, so.
I'm sorry, I know, the
Yeah,
phones
so,
are
yeah,
ringing.
I got some
It's
prescriptions
busy.
to fill, please.
Oh, sure.
The cyclopentazepam, I think it was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, they gave you quite a few actually. Are these all for you?
Yeah, they are, and I need them right away, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I just need an ID for one of these, the Percocet. Just get out of the hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I just need the Percocet. I don't need anything else.
Oh, you just want the
Just the
Percocet?
Percocet, nothing else.
Okay,
yeah.
can I just see your
Yeah,
ID
I
for a
need
moment?
it right away, though.
Absolutely,
okay, yeah,
absolutely.
so-
Now, you've been here before, right? I think
Yeah,
you
last time,
got this
now
the
that
other
you
time.
mention it, last time I got Percocet, it was actually a couple tablets short.
It was short.
Yeah, it was 3 tablets short. So if you could just put a couple extra in there.
Okay.
Because it was short last time.
I will check our inventory on that. We actually keep a running inventory on
Oh,
that every
okay.
week, so I will
Okay.
check that
Good to
out.
know.
And
Okay.
So just your license,
Oh, yeah,
and then
yeah,
I will
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
have you wait for a few minutes, okay?
Sure, yeah.
And you want the others filled at a later date?
Yeah, I mean, you can fill them, and I'll just come whenever.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir, and I'll look into
All
the
right.
shortage, okay?
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Okay. I'll see you soon. Hi there.
It's okay if you have to answer the phone. I know it's been ringing. You're all alone. That's okay.
That's okay. It'll pick up to voicemail, so
Oh, okay.
it's okay. Thank you.
All right.
How can I help you?
I was just coming to see how much Tylenol I should give my baby. I hate
Okay.
giving medicine, and she's getting shots tomorrow, and she goes crazy when she gets shots, and it makes me feel
Okay.
I just want to give her something so that it doesn't hurt as bad.
Did the pediatrician recommend to give some Tylenol after the vaccinations, or is that something you
I can
want
never
to
get
do?
through to my pediatrician, so
Okay.
I'm just preparing ahead of time.
Okay. Because oftentimes they will recommend not giving a Tylenol afterwards. That actually it may blunt some of the of the vaccine's response. So they may, you can check with them tomorrow. They may actually tell you to not do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Just dealing with the crying.
Oh, is it really bad? Well, she's probably getting a different vaccine than she's had before, right? Because she's in her series and she's probably on a different one than you had before.
I guess so. I don't even know what the pediatrician just gives her, what they give her. I don't know.
I know, it's hard sometimes when you get so
Yeah.
many and there's so little. How old is she?
She's 4 months.
4 months? Okay. So I can give you the dose of Tylenol that would be appropriate. How much does she weigh?
She's 11 pounds.
11
She looks
pounds?
small, but she's solid.
Oh, mine were 2. So, okay, 11 pounds. So she's about 5 kilograms. So her dose actually would be right around 50 milligrams for a dose.
Okay.
Not more than every 6 to 8 hours, excuse me. So
Okay.
I can help you with that. I'll pick that out over the counter for you in case you need that tomorrow if the pediatrician
Yeah.
says that's okay.
And what you'll show me, like how much? to
Yeah,
give
it
her
comes
and-
with a dropper, and so I'll show all of that to you.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
I see does she have a little rash on her face?
Yeah, I just noticed that this morning. I'm kind of concerned. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Okay. Any fever associated with that? Anything?
She doesn't have a fever
Different?
now. I think she feels cool.
Okay.
She did have a fever a couple days, like I guess yesterday morning or so. It stopped, but she was on fire. She was so hot. It was like 103.
Oh, you took her temperature. Good. 103. Did you have to call the pediatrician? Were you able to?
I did, but she didn't even get back to me. I think I'm thinking of changing pediatricians. I can't stand it. I mean, she had 103 temperature and she still didn't call me back. Is that not important?
Yes, very important, especially with an infant, especially with one so little. Absolutely, it is.
Yeah.
So hopefully you can
So
discuss
now
that tomorrow. at your
do you think
appointment.
that's is she like having some kind of crazy infection? Should I bring her to the emergency room?
I don't think you have to go to the emergency room. Sometimes after a virus, some children will get a rash. It depends on which virus. And there are a few common ones with children, so that may be what's going on. Definitely make sure you talk to the pediatrician before you get any vaccines tomorrow. It will probably be okay to go ahead with the vaccines, but you definitely want to bring up that she had a high fever and then the rash. That would be
Okay.
important to let the pediatrician
So I
know and
shouldn't be
document.
really worried about it. You think since she doesn't have a
I
fever
think
now?
she's probably I think she's probably on her way to getting better.
So she's getting
So,
better. Okay.
I mean, I cannot
Thank
say
you.
for sure, but I think that you're.
I should have just
in the
called
clear.
you when she had the fever. Next time I
We're always here. You can stop in anytime.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. So I'll
I'll be right out
I'll
to
grab
show
a
you.
product later and I'll bring it up to you.
Okay,
Thank
very
you
good.
so much.
All right, you take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Be right there. Just have to answer the phone. I'll be right there. Hello? Hi, Dr. City Boombots. I'm sorry you had to wait so long. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. No, we're okay now. Okay, so...
Hi, I'm Courtney. I'm the pharmacist. How can I help you?
Hi, I was wondering if I could talk to you for a minute about some immunizations that I might need.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to Puerto Rico.
Oh, wonderful.
I know, I can't wait. It's so cold here. So yeah, my boyfriend and I are going, and I just want to see if I need anything before I go, and then maybe later I'll send him in, and you could see what he needs to.
Okay, sure. I'm just going to ask you a couple questions first.
Okay.
Do you have any health conditions?
No, perfectly healthy.
Perfectly healthy.
Mhm.
Great. All right. And do you have a record of what vaccinations you do have?
I do. I have this.
Perfect.
You know, my mom started it when I was little and all that. So here's what I've had.
All right. And you said you're going to Puerto Rico.
Yes.
And May West, is that correct?
Yes.
And how old are you?
35.
35. What's your birthday?
2/14/78.
Okay. And when are you leaving for Puerto Rico?
In 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Hopefully I have
you-
enough time,
Good that
right?
you came. It takes about 2 weeks for an immunization to get full,
Oh, okay.
to get working in you. So you came at a good time.
Great.
And where in Puerto Rico?
We're going to San Juan. That's where we fly into, and then his family, he's from there. His family lives in and around the city.
Oh, okay. So do you plan on going to any remote areas in Puerto Rico or like?
We're going to
more-
recon surfing, and then I mean that's not that remote. Those kind of certain parts are really kind of resorty there.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a great time. How long are you
Can't
gonna be
wait
there?
to go. We are going to be there for 14 days.
14 days.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Okay. So, it looks like you're up to date on most of your current immunizations. I don't see an influenza. Have you had the flu vaccine this year?
Not this year. I haven't had it yet.
Okay. So that's one that we definitely want to get you. It's late in the season, but since you'll be traveling on an airplane, it's probably time for you to get it. So that'll be one.
I meant to get I just kept getting sick and busy, and I just,
Yeah. That happens to everybody, right? But
Right.
it's good that you're here today. So I'm looking on the CDC website. They're very good about having exactly what vaccinations you need for certain areas, not
Okay.
even within the country, but within certain cities. So for Puerto Rico, they say your routine vaccinations.
Okay.
Looking at here, you're up to date on everything except the flu vaccine, which we'll give you today.
Okay.
And it also says hepatitis A. So hepatitis A is a virus that you can get eating different foods, being in a different country, so they would recommend that.
That's the one that like they have outbreaks even in the U.S., right? Sometimes people didn't wash their hands and then they.
Right, very rare, but yeah, it does occur sometimes. So I do not see that you've had the hepatitis A vaccine. So that might be one that we give today.
Okay.
The thing about the hepatitis A vaccine is it does require 2 doses.
Okay.
First dose and the second dose is
Okay.
6 months or later.
Okay.
You will be fully protected for your trip,
Okay.
getting the 1 dose today.
Okay.
But you'll have to come back if you want to be protected, if you plan on going to Puerto Rico in a few years. Or
I hope so. I hope we get married there.
Okay, so then
I guess I need the ring first.
if you want to have the extended protection,
Okay.
come back in 6 months or later to be to get that full coverage for a
Okay.
booster. The other one it mentions is typhoid. I can't give you the typhoid vaccine; it's capsules. But if you're an adventurous eater and there's sometimes outbreaks, you would need to get a prescription from your doctor,
Okay.
and then we can fill that for you and we can
Okay.
get you that vaccine.
So is that an actual vaccine, like a shot?
It's not a shot, it's
Oh.
a pill. There would be 4 pills and you would take it one every other day for 4 days.
Okay.
You need to do it at least a week before you leave. So
Okay.
you still have a little bit of time if you get that prescription
Okay.
from your doctor.
Okay.
It does say hepatitis B, which you've had. I see
Yes.
that you're all up to date on that, so that's not a problem. And then rabies is another one that they say if you're going to be in areas where dogs and bats, if you either work
God,
with
I hope
animals.
not.
Okay. So it's not recommended for all, but it's something if you were doing things like that, you might.
I mean, we're gonna hike, but I don't think we're gonna be like in the outback.
Okay. I think you'd be safe without the rabies. So
Okay.
today we'll do the hepatitis A and the flu vaccine. How does that sound?
Okay, great. Can I have them both today?
Yeah, absolutely.
okay.
And we'll do one in one arm and one in the other.
Okay.
And I'll give you a sheet with information and what arm they're in so that you know if you have any kind of reaction afterwards, if one has a little rash, which one is causing that problem.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So I'm just going to go to the fridge and get the vaccines and get them all set for you.
Okay, great.
Okay. So I have the vaccines in stock.
Okay.
So how are you feeling today?
Fine.
All right, great. Do you have any allergies to medications, food, any components of any vaccines?
No, no. Mm-mm.
Have you ever had a serious reaction after having a vaccine?
Never.
Great. And I've already asked you, but I'll ask again. Any long-term health conditions, heart disease, lung disease,
Nothing.
asthma? Okay. And do you have cancer, leukemia, HIV, or any other immune system disorders?
No.
In the past 3 months, have you taken any medications that could weaken your immune system, such as cortisone, prednisone, steroids, cancer drugs?
I took prednisone. It was just a 5-day thing, but that was over a month ago. What time?
Okay.
What time frame did you say?
It asked past 3 months, but so a month ago you took a short dose, 5 days of
It
prednisone?
might have been even longer than. Yeah.
If it's a 5-day prednisone,
I got it here. So.
I can. If it's at least a month, that's fine. Low dose prednisone for 5 days. That'll be
Okay.
fine. Have you ever had a seizure, brain, or other nervous system problem?
No.
And during the past year, have you received a transfusion of blood or any blood products?
No.
Any antiviral drugs or been given immune gamma globulin?
No.
Okay.
Don't even know what that is. So.
And are you pregnant or is there a chance you could become pregnant?
No.
All right. Have you received any vaccinations in the past 4 months? 4 weeks, I'm sorry. 4 weeks.
No. No.
Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna get the information. I'll fill out your card for you.
Okay.
And we'll get to giving you those vaccines so you can have a wonderful time in Puerto Rico.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Courtney. I'm the pharmacist.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, you're Mary?
Yes.
What brings you here today?
I saw your brochure in the waiting room for an MTM, and I thought I could probably benefit from that, so I signed up to come in today.
That's great. I know you've been a customer of ours for a long time, so.
I love it here.
Oh, I'm glad. Thank you. So,
Oh, you're not here and the guy's here? Just saying.
well, we do our best. So, let's talk about some things that maybe we can help you with. What do you know about an MTM? Do you know anything?
I think you're going to go through all of my medications and tell me the best time to take them and if there's any drug interactions, and maybe if I can save some money.
Okay, so that's definitely some of the roles of an MTM, to give you some information about when's the best time to take medicine. And, you know, sometimes money comes into it, especially if you're on very expensive medications. We might be able to find some ways to lessen that a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to just ask you some questions. You filled out a little bit of information for me. What's your last name?
Smith,
And your date of birth?
6866.
All right. And this is the information I have for your phone number and
That's
address.
correct.
Is that right? And
Yes.
Dr. Smith is still your primary care doctor?
Yes, we're actually not related, believe it or not.
I do believe it. That's a pretty common last
I
name.
know,
right?
that's true. That's true.
And it has that your last checkup was last year.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming up for one pretty soon. That's about right.
All right. And you gave me some information about your family history, but so tell me about your family history, like your mother and father. Do they have high blood pressure or
They both have high blood pressure. My mom had a heart attack in 2010. She's doing all right. Now, let's see, history of diabetes in the family. Unfortunately, I think I just have bad genes.
Sometimes it's hard to overcome our genetics when we're dealing with health problems. So.
I know. I mean, I try, but...
Okay. Well, at least you're doing your best to try. That's really important.
Yeah, I walk every day. And
That does help, even if you have it in genetics. It's really important to do those things like walking and things like that. Great. So diabetes, your mother had a heart attack. They both have high blood pressure. Anything else, or what other issues are you having in your family?
that covers everything, I think.
Okay.
My mom's had depression on and off for years, but, you
Okay.
know.
And how about yourself? What health conditions do you have?
So I also have high blood pressure and diabetes. And I suffer from a little bit of depression myself, some anxiety. Sometimes it affects my sleep, so sometimes I can't really sleep that well.
So you have trouble falling asleep, or is it that you wake up in the
I
middle
wake
of
up
the night?
early. I usually wake up at 4 a.m. every day.
Okay. So you fall asleep well, but it's just waking up really early.
Usually I fall asleep harder.
And past surgeries, that you had a knee replaced,
Yes.
and you had 3 children, is that correct?
Yes.
All
Do you want them?
right. No, thank you.
Okay.
How about allergies? What allergies do you have?
I don't have any, I don't take codeine because it upsets my stomach, but
I think we've talked about that before, that it's
Yes.
kind of a
You
side
straighten
effect of
that
the
out.
medicine, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And that's it.
All right. Okay, and I see you checked what symptoms you're suffering from, and we'll talk about that soon. But so what is it that you hope to get out of this MTM? You mentioned the dosing time and maybe some cost. What else would you like to get out of it?
I would definitely like to improve my numbers that everyone always talks about. So my blood pressure and my sugars are high, so I would definitely like to improve those things.
Okay. And what have you been told is the blood pressure that your target is?
I think they told me 140 over 90. Does
Okay.
that sound right?
That does sound right. So
Okay. Hey, I got something right.
that's great. So you have a lot of information, it sounds like, that you're working with.
Well, I don't know about a lot. I have a little.
Well, that 140 over 90 is correct. Anything under that, so that's like the top number that we're going for. We want
Okay.
hopefully under that number, right?
Like 120?
120 would be fine. Anywhere under 140, we're happy as long
Okay.
as you're feeling good.
So if I had like 120, would I be like then a normal blood pressure and I wouldn't need any medication?
It would be the medication controlling your blood pressure. Not to say that any effort that you put forth with lifestyle, walking, things like that, might help improve your blood pressure, but the medicine's probably still going to need to be there to help control and keep it down.
Okay.
How about the sugars? You mentioned that you're having trouble controlling your sugar numbers. What number were you told that you're aiming for there?
Well, it depends if it's before I eat or after I eat. So, but my numbers are usually, well, probably not that good. I brought my log so you could see, but they're kind of high and
Okay.
not usually too low. I usually don't suffer from that. That A1 number, that's like I think a 9, and I know it's supposed to be like under a 7, I think they told me. Does that sound right?
Yeah, under 7 is often a common goal for people with diabetes. So currently yours is a 9, you said?
I think it is.
Okay.
I mean, I'm due to go. When I go back, I'll get it checked again, but that's, I think, my last one.
Okay. So, we'll talk about your numbers and ways we can try and get them down. But first, let's also go through your medicines to make
Okay.
sure that I have a current list.
Okay.
Do you use any other pharmacy besides this pharmacy?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Happy to hear that. Thank you very much. So
I
what
have
medications?
I have my, this you gave me last time, so this is all still the same.
Oh, great. Okay. So you're taking the Maxide, the hydrochlorothiazide.
The
which
water
I-
pill?
Yep, the water pill.
Mhm.
When do you take that?
I take that every morning.
In the morning. Good. That's a good time to
You
take
told
that
me
one. Oh. Oh. We don't even need to meet today. I told you all this information. How about the Felodipine? Are you still taking that one?
I take that one every day, and usually in the morning also.
Okay. In the morning.
Yep.
And Simvastatin, currently taking that one?
Yes, I take that. Usually I take that in the evening.
Evening. Good. That's also a good time to take that one.
Okay.
So, the water pill in the morning so that you're not getting up going to the bathroom at night.
Okay.
And the cholesterol medicine, the Simvastatin, is helpful at night. That's when you get the most effect. You'll see your cholesterol goes down more when it's taken at night, so that's
Okay.
important. Okay. Glipizide, I have that 10 milligrams, the extended release one.
Yes. And
How
I
do you
take
take that?
2 a day, so I take 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening usually.
Okay. And ibuprofen?
I take that, yeah, the doctor gives me a prescription for it. Sometimes if my knee is acting up, so I usually take that, well, not more than a couple times a week.
A couple times a week? Okay.
At the most. I know I can hurt my stomach, so I don't take it all the time.
Have you tried anything else for your knee pain?
I used the icy hot rub before,
Mhm.
and that was okay. The smell is
Okay.
really
Yeah.
strong,
Mm-hmm. It is
like
pretty
an old
strong.
person.
And what else have you used for the pain besides ibuprofen?
That's all I've used.
Have you ever tried Tylenol or acetaminophen?
No.
So one of the reasons I ask is because ibuprofen can raise your blood pressure,
Oh, really?
and it's not recommended for people with diabetes or high blood pressure.
Oh.
That's not to say that you can't have it occasionally if Tylenol isn't enough, if the
Okay.
Tylenol's not doing it and you need a little extra.
Okay.
But in general, I would recommend not using that regularly for pain.
Okay. I thought Tylenol was like killing people's livers or something.
It can damage your livers, or your liver, but usually it's in higher doses. So if you limit it to no more than 6 of the extra strength Tylenols a day,
Okay.
and based on how you're taking the ibuprofen, it sounds like you really only need it a couple times a week at most.
Yeah, I mean, I go to the Y and I do usually the water aerobics. Sometimes if I do some extra walking too, then I need to take it, but
Yeah.
yeah, so.
So I'm not concerned that that would be a real issue, but I would recommend trying the Tylenol and see if that does help with your knee pain.
Okay.
Just to help, you might find a slight improvement in your blood pressure.
Okay.
Okay. What else do you take that's not on this list?
Well, that's my whole medication list.
Okay. How about over-the-counter medicines? Any allergy medicines or any herbal medicines, herbal teas?
Oh, well, it put me on chromium.
Okay. What are you taking the chromium for?
The endocrinologist guy put me on that. He said it would help my diabetes.
Okay, so that's for your sugar. When do you take that?
Usually in the morning.
Okay. What else do you take?
And I take a multivitamin usually.
When do you take that one?
Every morning, also. Can I take all those together?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
All right. Okay.
What
And
else?
I take magnesium. And the endocrinologist put me on that as well.
Also for sugars?
I guess so.
And that's also in the morning.
Yes.
What else?
And sometimes I take ranitidine.
When do you take that?
Once or twice a day. It depends if I feel like I need it.
Okay. So within the past week, how often would you say you need it? More often it's 1 day a week, or more often it's twice a day?
I can usually get by with once a day.
Once a day?
I take so many things, I hate to just
Mhm.
take more.
Okay.
So I can usually, get by.
Okay, so is there anything that we're missing so besides what's on your list here, magnesium, chromium, multivitamin, and the ranitidine?
I think that's everything.
Okay, great. So before you leave, I'll give you another one of these, and
Okay.
I'll include the over-the-counter medicines, the herbals, and all
Okay.
the vitamins, so
Okay.
that you have a complete list.
Okay.
So, one of the things that I noticed when going through this that might have something to do with the sugar control and the blood pressure is smoking. That you smoke cigarettes, as states.
Yeah, I do.
Have you tried quitting in the past?
Like 32 times.
32 times.
Mhm.
And you were unsuccessul, or did you have any success?
Well, each time I was pregnant, I did quit.
Okay.
And then, but other than that, I just, to help me manage my stress, and I do probably smoke a half a pack a day.
Okay. Is that something you're interested in trying to quit now?
Not right now. I know I should, and I know all of those things. I don't feel like I'm in a position to quit today
Okay.
or tomorrow.
I know that you've probably heard all the things that are
I have.
bad for you about smoking, so I'm not going to take your time today to talk about those things. Just know that there are a lot of products that can help make it easier. It will not be easy, it's going to be difficult, but it's worth it in the end. It's a lot of health benefits. And we're here for you if you want to ask any questions or get any, we can counsel you on what products might work for you. There are a lot of options now, so if in the future you're thinking, I might be ready, we're here when you need us, okay?
Thank you.
So to help get your blood pressure under control, that would be one thing that might help, because it can affect your blood pressure and it can affect your sugars. So it's something to consider in the future.
I didn't really realize that. I mean, I knew it caused lung cancer, but I didn't realize it affected my blood pressure and my blood sugar
Yeah.
numbers.
It can damage your blood vessels, and so can having high sugars, and blood pressure is then related to all those things. So it can definitely be affecting your blood pressures, and maybe not your sugars, exactly the number of your sugar, but how those sugars are damaging your body.
Okay.
So you can, mull those things over, and if you want to come back and talk about that, we can definitely do that. So you mentioned that your sugars are a lot higher than they're supposed to be. From that
Right.
7 is your goal.
Right.
So what do you think is contributing to that? How long have you been where your numbers are high?
Well, I think it's been a few months. I mean, maybe this whole last year, maybe. I know the doctor thought about changing my medication. He mentioned insulin. I really don't want to go on insulin. I mean, I know I can lose a few pounds also. Probably stop eating at McDonald's. I certainly know those things. So,
Okay. Yeah.
It's a new year though. I have some New Year's resolutions to try to, eat a little better and.
That's
and,
great.
But I already exercise, so
Exercise is really important. How often do you exercise?
every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
That's great. How long for?
Oh, it depends how long I have. I mean, anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes. I try.
That's wonderful. That's one of the most important things you can do for your blood pressure and for your sugars. Exercising helps with both of
But
those
you see,
things.
it hasn't helped me.
So, you're saying you're struggling with weight, and
I mean, I know I can lose a few pounds. And,
Okay.
I mean, maybe the medication doesn't work anymore. Maybe I got placebos.
well, it's unlikely that you got placebos, but it's possible that the medication isn't getting its full benefit in you. So
I see you eating those Skittles back there all the time. Maybe it's,
I know, we have some bad habits too. We all have some New Year's resolutions to make, it's true. So, looking at your medications, one thing that is one of the most common medications to start with people with diabetes is metformin. Have you ever been on that medication?
I have not, but my friend is. She's on that one.
Okay. That's often.
She lost 10 pounds on that one.
Wow.
Well, she
that's-
said it was from that. I don't know if that's true.
Well, metformin, it doesn't necessarily make you lose weight, but some of the other medicines for diabetes can make it hard. You end up putting a few pounds on. So metformin is one that doesn't have that side effect in most people. And it can help. It's possible that the medications that you're on aren't having their full benefit any longer. I mean, the glipizide, you're on 2, you've been on that for how long? I think I looked at your record and it was at least 5 years. Does that sound right?
On the 2 a day, he bumped me up, with the last couple years. Before I was just on 1 a day.
Okay.
So it has been a little while on the 2.
Okay.
I don't know for sure, but it's been a little while.
So it's possible that adding something like metformin might help with your sugars. And it's not to say that you won't need insulin in the future. It's possible that you will.
Okay.
But I can talk to Dr. Smith and see if metformin is a possibility for you to help
Okay.
with your sugars.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. And the other issue is with sugars is food. And you've stated that you're really working on it in the new year.
I hope so.
So
It's only been a
What-
few days, but
what changes are you making?
well, I decided to only go to McDonald's once a week on Saturdays. And I used to go a lot more than that. And then I used to go to Dunkin' Donuts usually every morning before work, and I cut that out too. So it hasn't been very long, but those are the 2 changes I'm trying to make right now.
Those are great changes.
And then we always eat like salads and all that too. It's just the fast food add-ons, I guess, that are really adding on.
Yeah. So salad, fruits and vegetables are good for blood pressure. They're good for a healthy
They
diet.
told me I can't eat too many fruits because
Right.
of sugar, but
Right. Yeah. It's
what's
sugar.
a girl to do?
If you're going to be supplementing McDonald's for fruit, I would go with the fruit if that's the alternative, right? But there is sugar in fruit, so you do have to be aware. Have you ever met with a dietitian or a nutritionist?
No.
Well, that might be something to look into to get some real good food information.
Okay.
Know exactly what's good for your blood pressure and for your sugars.
Okay.
So the other problem you mentioned was the blood pressure. Are you taking your blood pressure at home?
Not so much.
Okay, so just when you go to the doctor?
Mm-hmm.
And
Sometimes they have a, pharmacy school set up in the grocery store, whatever. I go there and have them do it.
okay. And it's above that 140/90 that you mentioned?
I'd have to look.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to
So,
look back.
I mean, we can take your blood pressure later if you're interested in that.
Okay.
But when you were checking out your symptoms, it says that you've got some swelling in the legs.
Yeah, look at. I could hardly put
Okay.
these boots on today.
How long have you had that for?
Ooh, on and off. Well, mostly on for over a month.
Okay. And have there been any changes in your medication at all in the past month?
Not that I can think of. No, I don't think so.
So
And I'm trying to drink lots of water because I know that actually is good for you to try to get the stillness.
getting a lot of fluids is important. One of the medications that you're on can lead to some swelling in the ankles, the felodipine.
Okay.
And since you do have that problem and you have diabetes, there's a medication called lisinopril is the most common one.
I've heard of that, yeah.
And have you ever been on that?
No.
That is usually what's recommended in people who have diabetes to help control their blood pressure. And it might not necessarily bring down your blood pressure any more than the felodipine, but it will help protect your kidneys, and it helps especially people who have diabetes. And if I talk to Dr. Smith about changing the felodipine to the lisinopril, then it might help with that ankle swelling.
Is it cheaper?
It should be cheaper. You have the copay, so it might be the same because they're both generic.
Okay.
But the price straight out is less expensive.
Okay.
But sometimes with insurance, it's a wash. Right?
Okay.
You talked about cost. You're taking your medicine properly. The timing that you're taking it is perfect. I don't have any changes there, but I don't see that we're really going to save you money by
Okay.
changing any medications.
Well, as
'cause
long as you save my life, that'll be enough.
if we keep you out of the hospital, that'll save you money, right?
Okay.
All right.
do I need any immunizations? I know you had mentioned that.
I was just going to
the
ask
other
you
day.
about that. I know we had gave you some vaccinations the other day. So because you have diabetes, the pneumonia shot would be something that you're eligible for.
So I
Have
won't
you
get
had
pneumonia
that?
at all.
It's possible that you can get pneumonia. This is covering for some strains, common strains. Usually if you do get exposed, and this is not covering all types of pneumonias, but it does help prevent a lot of the forms of pneumonia.
Okay.
So have you had the pneumonia vaccine before?
No, I don't think
No?
so.
So that would be something that I would recommend. We can
Okay.
do that today if you're interested.
Okay.
And you mentioned to me, you came in last week about getting your flu shot, and you had already had that, right?
Yes.
We're trying to push everybody, but you said you already had that.
Yes.
So you had it this year, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You weren't here that day.
Well,
Well, you
you
probably
had
gave a few.
Oh, okay. So, and you've never gotten the shingles, but you're not old enough to get the shingles vaccine, so that's fine. And how about the it's called Tdap, or tetanus, pertussis, diphtheria?
I don't know.
Okay. So if you've not had that recently, there's really an outbreak of the whooping cough. Have you heard about that?
I have.
So to protect children, to protect ourselves, we recommend that every adult gets a booster of the Tdap.
Okay. My town had an outbreak last year.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
15 high
wow,
schoolers.
It's terrible. So if you're interested, we can do that today
Oh,
too.
we might as well do it all.
Okay. So what questions do you have about your medications, your health conditions, about anything?
I think you've answered a lot. I don't think I have anything.
So what I'm going to do is give you a new one of these with all your current medications. I'm
Okay.
going to contact Dr. Smith,
Okay.
talk to him about maybe changing the felodipine
Okay.
to lisinopril because of your diabetes and the ankle swelling,
Okay.
and to see about adding metformin.
Okay.
You might want to lower your glipizide dose if he decides to add metformin.
Okay.
And then for yourself, you're going to try Tylenol, right, instead
Okay.
of for your knee pain.
Yeah, I can do that.
So I'll write this all down for you,
Okay.
and I'll update this,
Okay.
and we'll give you those vaccinations.
Okay.
And then as soon as I talk to Dr. Smith and get some information, I'll give you a call and let you know what's going on.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Great. Thank you.
And if
Thanks
you
for
have
your
any
time.
questions, anything comes up, because it's always when you're home that you think, oh,
That's
I
true.
should have asked, feel
That's
free to give me a call.
Okay.
All right.
I will. Thank you
Nice
so much.
talking to you.
You too. Bye.